Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at KASPA. This is going to be a lower time frame video. We do have our higher time frame video up above, so check that out if you haven't already. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to discuss some of the higher time frame things that we are looking for here. So still looking at those same ideas that we've discussed previously, where if we are looking at this as a higher time frame impulse, what we are looking for is whether we've actually completed this white wave 5 into this high here, actually over here rather, or whether this is still ongoing. Now, if this is still ongoing, what we would be saying is that we still have an additional leg to the upside to come here. So this could be still looking to push us up into this 0954 to this 0581 area. Now, within this count, like I said before, we do have a few variations of how we are looking at this move. So within the impulse, this is the one which is looking for the extension, in which case we're saying that this is 1, 2. We have another 1, 2 here, and we're looking for this potentially as a 3, 4, and a 5 within the blue wave count. Now, within this idea, we've actually come down and we've hit this lower range that we want to see here for a fourth wave already at this 0324 region. And then we are looking for the potential of seeing the blue fifth wave to the upside. Now, as we discussed in previous videos, there is also the potential that this blue third wave could actually be in this location. Here we have this as a fourth and a fifth. And what we could also be looking for is the yellow fourth wave to actually come into play. In which case, what we can see here is that we've actually got a lower target range that would be looking for at this 0285 region. So going to be keeping an eye on this at the moment. I am still looking for the potential of this blue fifth wave to the upside from here, but we're going to have to just monitor this to see exactly what happens. If we do see another leg to the downside here, it is possible that it could be within the yellow fourth wave that we have here, as long as we actually remain above this level here of this 0197. Now, the thing is here, I wouldn't want to see this get too big. If we start to see something more along these lines here, it starts to become less likely. And what we would then rather be looking at is the possibility of the fact that this move could actually be already completed. Now, if this is completed, what we would be saying is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've had our fifth wave already completed here. And what we are looking for is that either this is that higher degree fifth wave, and we're looking for that bigger fourth wave, or alternatively, we're looking at this as a new structure where this is becoming 1, 2, and then we're going to be looking for continuation after a deeper retracement here. Now, the idea within this would be that if this is a completed move here, and we are looking at this as a wave 1, we'd be looking for a deep retracement, most commonly between this 50% and the 786, which is sitting here towards this 0239 to this 0158 level. So we need to just be on the lookout for that deeper retracement idea here, even within this idea of the bigger fourth wave that we've got here, the blue fourth wave. This actually has a target area which is much lower here between this 0219 to this 0083. So going to be watching this zone that, if we start to see price looking to form bigger structure here, something like this could align with actually having this additional blue fourth wave playing out here, where we still need to come back down deeper before looking for this final continuation to the upside here for this higher degree fifth wave, which could look to push us up depending on how deep we come here towards this 22-cent level. So I'm going to be watching out for, more indication of these lower time frame counts to see which one of these is going on. So we're going to go into that idea now that we are looking for this idea of the fourth wave still playing out here. And then we're going to discuss what could happen if we do see that bigger corrective structure. So within the idea of the impulse here, like I said, we're looking for evidence that this blue fourth wave is bottomed here. We do have some potential here that we could be starting this higher degree blue fifth wave, which is looking for this 0662 to this 0559 as a potential target. Now, the way that I'm currently looking at this is that if we are looking for that possibility of a break to the upside, in the previous video, what we were discussing is that this could be wave 1, we were looking for wave 2, and that this could actually be our wave 3, looking to push us up towards this 1618 level. We haven't hit this zone, but it is still possible that this could be our third wave in the white count here. It is also possible that internally we could look at this as a diagonal pattern, in which case this could actually be 1, 2, 1, 2 here, and that is actually changing how we look at the count. We're going to go over that idea as well. Now, within this simple idea here, what we'd be saying is, as long as we hold this 0371 and we don't cross this 0370 level, we do have potential here to actually look for this fifth wave to play out. Now, this move to the upside here is looking very choppy and corrective. It is possible we could argue that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as a diagonal pattern, in which case what we would be expecting is not losing this low again. So if we do continue to hold this low and we form something like this as a three-wave move down, we have the possibility to see that direct push to the upside here, looking for this higher target box area. If, however, we look at this just as a corrective move, it is possible that we could still be looking to come down here one more time before looking for that push to the upside. So we're going to go over these two different ideas here. So within the white fourth wave and the lower degree yellow fourth wave, we're going to go over in a second. There is also the potential, you know, this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we still have that possibility of holding this zone. The other thing I'm looking out for here, if we do look at this as 1, 2, is that if this is a completed 5-wave move into this high, it is also possible we could see something like this as A, B, and C, looking to target out this lower green target box here of this 0371 to this 0347. Now, this would be a much more bullish idea here, because what this would be saying is that this would then become 1, 2, we'd get another 1 and a 2, and then we'd actually be looking for this higher green line here at this 0533 as our third wave. So that would be the third of the third. So it would be 1, 2, 3, and then this would all be within a bigger third wave as well. So going to be very interesting to see whether we actually get this price action developing to the upside, or whether we start to break to the downside. We're going to go over that bearish count in a second. Now, the other way we can discuss this is at potentially, like I said, we could look at this as a diagonal, in which case this is 1, 2, 3 up into this high here. And then what we are looking for is the possibility here that this whole move could be still in a corrective structure. Now, this is why I'm saying here, in this case, invalidation only comes at this 0362. So this is lower than the other count. And what we would be saying here is that this is a three-wave move down. We have a three-wave move up. We are looking for either A, B, and C to the downside, or alternatively, we're looking for a 5-wave structure. Now, the zone I would actually be looking for is potentially lower down here, back towards this low of this W wave. And what I'd be looking for is somewhere between the 786 and this 1-to-1 zone, though we do have a minimum requirement here of the 0.618, which is sitting up here at this 0380. So if we do see something like this as WX, and then we get A, B, and C, and we see a move down towards this 0380, I'm going to be watching for a reaction to the upside. If that fails to develop, then obviously we could be looking at a more bearish situation here, where we start to break down in a bigger way. We're going to go over that, like I said, in a second. Now, within this idea, same idea is in play here, that we're looking at this as 1, 2. This is a third wave up into this high, and 0372 is really the lowest I want to see this come. We've already hit this zone over here, so we need to be open to the idea that this could still develop as a 5-wave move like this if we do continue to hold this level. But the problem is, you know, when we are looking at moves as diagonals, the probabilities have already shifted to the downside, that, you know, that is not going to actually develop into an impulse, because it's much more likely that when we do get a move up and it's got a nice clean 5-wave structure, that we can rely on that. Nevertheless, as long as we hold this low, we do have the potential to see a rally. Alternatively, even if we do look to break down past this low, I'm going to be watching this 786 and this 854 as a potential retest of some of these highs over here, and then looking for that possibility of that fifth wave to the upside. Like I said, invalidation is here at this 0362, and if we cross that invalidation point, I would still be looking out for that possibility of finding support above this low of the 0330 in this green target box area, and that would be looking for our bullish count here. Now, we also discussed the possibility that this move could be still in a bigger corrective structure here, where effectively we have 3 waves down here, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, another 3 waves up, and what we're looking for is a Z wave to the downside. Now, I'm going to actually move this up now because this target has changed, and basically what we'd be looking for here in this idea, I'm going to remove some of these other things off the chart, is that we would be looking for this 1-to-1 idea to the downside. Now, an interesting level on this is actually this 0.618 zone here, because if we have a look at the previous price action that played out here in this channel, we've actually broken above this, and if we did see a move back down towards this 0.618, which would be here at this 0.342, this could be quite an interesting zone because it would also be a back test of this channel. So going to be watching this level here. If we do see price move back down into this, where we get a bigger A, B, and a C to the downside, this could actually imply that we have a correction which is not completed to the upside yet, but it would look to potentially invalidate this idea of a WXYXZ. The alternative would be that we see something like this, where we see a three-wave move to the downside, finding support temporarily, getting a bounce, and then seeing that continuation to the downside afterwards. So this is our bearish idea here. And this would actually be saying that effectively this move is incomplete, and we could be looking still at being, looking for that deeper wave 4 area here of this 0.285 to this 0.339 area, looking to retest this zone once more before looking for that push to the upside. Now, we were also talking about the possibility that we could have a bigger corrective structure. And what we're saying is that, at the moment we have 3 waves to the downside. We only have 3 waves to the upside currently. And, we do have that possibility. This could become a 5-wave move, but at the moment we just have 3 waves up. Now, if we do see this as A, B, and C into this point, this could mean that this move to the upside has just been a connector wave here. And we could still be looking for this possibility of either a Y wave or a C wave to the downside. The key difference here is in a Y wave, what we'd be expecting is corrective structure. So something like an ABC, then another 3-wave move up, and then another 3-wave move to the downside. So A, B, and C effectively. Looking for these lower targets here. Minimum requirement would be here towards us. This needs to change as well. Minimum requirement would be here towards us 0.311. 1-to-1 would be here at this 0.259 area. And then we'd be looking for potential once again to see a bounce. As you can see here, this would look to potentially put us into this lower zone here of the 0.285. So going to be watching this if we do see price looking to move down into those lower zones. Now, it is also possible that if this whole move over here is a W wave, that this X wave could still be ongoing and could need more time to actually play out. Now, if we're looking at something like that, what I would be looking for is effectively something to this effect, where we have this just become a 3-wave move to the upside here for this A wave. We get another 3-wave move to the downside, and then we see this C wave play to the upside. This would look to push us higher up into this white target box, which is our common rejection area for a X wave here. So that would be between this 0.484 to this lower range here of this 0.408, which we've already come into. This is our 50% line, which we are finding resistance on. If we do look to push up higher here, I will be keeping an eye on some of these higher zones, this golden pocket area here, as well as that we do have some highs up here towards a 786, which could be quite interesting as potential zones for a reaction if we do see price actually look to push up one more time here. Now, within this idea that this X wave is not completed, what we would be looking for is the possibility that, like I said, this is a corrective move up. We're looking for a connector wave here again in a B wave. The common zone that we'd be looking for would be this 0.367 to this 0.340. And what I'd be looking for here effectively would be another push to the downside, looking to sweep this low. And then from there, we'd have to see what the structure actually plays out as, because effectively what we'd then be looking for is a 3-wave move down and then having a push back to the upside in the C wave. So I'm just actually going to throw a fib onto this at the moment here and see where our 1-to-1 would bring us. Our 1-to-1 would bring us here towards this 364 region, and that would align quite nicely with this 50%, which would once again be a retest of some of these levels over here. So we'll be keeping an eye on that if we do continue to see the price action starting to slide here for this. If we did have to move down to this 50% level, 1-to-1 would be here at this 0.479, and then if we did have to move down lower, this 0.618 would be the next area of interest for me at the 0.355, and that would align with having a 1-to-1 push up towards this zone of this 0.464. So these ideas that we've gone over here of this corrective move, these will be if the impulsive idea actually fails to form. So if we move down below this wave 1 area here of this 0.370 in this case, and in the secondary case here, if we move down below this area here of this 0362, that would invalidate this impulse idea. Within the breakout one here, we did say, you know, there's possibility here that this could be 1 2 1 2, but if we fail to see a rally that goes high enough after this point, that would then tie into that more corrective count. Having a look at the daily CPR lines here, what we can see is that we've printed a higher CPR here, but price has actually failed to hold this zone. We've actually pushed down towards our S1 line here, and we're currently below this level. If we do see price move back up, we could potentially find resistance at this 398 to this 402 level. And then if we do find resistance here, other targets for today to the downside would be 377, 368, and this 355. Now, it is always possible we could see price just look to push down directly to one of these levels and then look for a reaction from that point. If, however, we see price looking to actually reverse back to the upside, we get back above these central lines here, I will be looking for targets of 414, 423, 437, and 447 as possible upside targets for today. Now, moving over here on to the weekly pivots, what we can see here is that we are actually currently still above our weekly CPR lines. So this is quite an interesting situation here. If we do continue to hold the central line here at this 0383 and this lower line here of this 0374, we can potentially look to see a reaction back to the upside. Now, if we do start to lose these central lines here, what we could then see is a test of this area here of this 0349. We also do have this area of this 0294, 0260 as possible downside targets for this week. Now, if we do look to hold these central CPR lines, we do have the potential here that we could see price look to move back to the upside. This upside target is currently sitting at this 0439, which would align with that idea of that seeing that continuation to the upside for that fifth wave potentially and looking to push us up. Other targets to the upside for this week would be 0474, 0529 as possible upside targets. Now, moving over here and having a look at the monthly pivots points, what we can see is that we are currently in between our central CPR line and the lower line that we've got here. Now, this could mean that we could find resistance here at the 0392 if we do look to move to the upside. If we do look to come back down and test this lower level, 0365 is a zone that I'm going to be watching out for. This would align with the idea of seeing something like this as an ABC. Now, it wouldn't really fit into the idea that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but it would still be allowed within this idea of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because we would still protect this high over here if we're looking for that impulsive structure. Now, it is also possible if this is just a corrective move, this could be A, B, and then C, and then we look for, you know, that push to the upside where this whole move here is A, this is B, and then we have this C wave to the upside still to come. So going to be watching these zones. Targets to the upside, if we manage to push back above these central lines here, is this 0464. We have 0589 and this 0659 as possible upside targets. If we start to lose this lower line of the 0364, other targets that we have to the downside would be this level here of this 0265, 0194, and then all the way down here we have a target sitting towards this 0068 region. So you need to be a bit careful with this. We don't always see interactions with all these different price lines, but if we do tend to see some kind of a reaction in those levels. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Everyone, have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.